to offer community, especially like in a corporate setting, can be a double-edged sword, right? Because be like, okay, we're gonna have, a sports day where everyone plays softball, and community, yay, it's team building, but not everybody wants to do that. Like that sounds like my personal nightmare. Is there just having the conversation with someone to be like, do you have support? What do you need? Maybe you can help, maybe you can't, but just opening that question up.
What message do you have to leaders out there about how to embrace community? Right. So if they're a leader in, let's say, a multinational company, and they've got staff members who want to be part of community, how should a leader look at that?
Ooh, I love that question. So as someone who runs successful communities, and who has run many, I think the most important thing is to listen. That is the advice I give anyone starting their own community. What do your members want? Listen to them. They will help you. Like they will let you know what's important to them. You just have to ask, or even just listen, pay attention. What are people talking about? What are the common pain points happening, right? So that's easily transferable to employees, or, these groups of mentees, yeah. And you can start picking out patterns. You can start seeing like, I've had several people mention this thing. And to offer community, especially like in a corporate setting, can be a double-edged sword, right? Because be like, okay, we're going to have, a sports day where everyone plays softball, and community, yay, it's team building, but not everybody wants to do that. Like that sounds like my personal nightmare personally. Although it would be fun the hanging up part I'd be down with, but the actual sports, no, thank you. And so again, I think it's important to, to ask people what they want, but I think it's also just providing the resources and information to people. If you're in, say, a one-on-one and someone's talking about, I lost a pet or a family member, it's just been really hard, something about their personal life, and you're like, even just the open-ended question, like, do you have support for that? Have you looked at are there communities out there that you could join to get the support you need? People don't think, especially if someone's in something like grief, for example, people don't think to look for that. There might be something like, your benefits program may offer X amount of mental health sessions, right? As like a benefit. Cool. But is there just having the conversation with someone to be like, do you have support? What do you need? Maybe you can help, maybe you can't, but just opening that question up. In the sense of, one to many, if you're able to communicate with a very large amount of employees, I think just emphasizing the importance, especially in the pandemic, with many people working remotely, temporarily, but also maybe longer. How can you communicate and remind people the importance of them looking after themselves in that community sense? It doesn't have to be, we're launching a community for employees, because no one's probably going to want to use that, because it's just more talking to people from work, outside of work, right? But if you're talking about the importance of having a support system within their personal life, and encouraging people to look for that, that's amazing, right? You don't have to have a solution, but you can at least talk about it. Maybe a fireside chat with leadership team. Maybe that's what people really want. Maybe they want to hear it from, the CEO that they don't have a chance to interact with very often. They want that person to sit down with their team, or with, whatever size group, and just have a fireside. That's huge. And that's a great
access.
team building
Access,
experience.
Everyone has a voice and everyone wants to be heard. Everyone wants their opinions to be valued. That's a great example, Jillian.